Welcome to Kerala PSC Prep. Today's study notes cover Union Budget, Fiscal Policy, FRBM, CAG and GST Council. Complete notes on Indian Union Budget Process, Fiscal Deficit, Revenue Deficit, FRBM Act, CAG, Finance Commission, GST Council. Kerala PSC Graduate Level Exam Essential. 1. Union Budget Basics. Feature. Detail. Constitutional Provision. Article 112, Annual Financial Statement. Presented by Finance Minister. Presented to Lok Sabha. Continuing 1. Union Budget Basics. Budget Day. 1st February, since 2017, earlier last working day of February. Railway Budget merged. 2017, previously separate since 1924. First Union Budget. 1860, by James Wilson. First Budget of Independent India. R.K. Shanmukham Chettai, 1947. Continuing 1. Union Budget Basics. Longest-serving Finance Minister. Morarji Desai, presented 10 budgets. 2 components of budget. Component. Contains Revenue Budget. Revenue receipts plus revenue expenditure. Capital Budget. Capital receipts plus capital expenditure. Tax Revenue. Non-tax revenue. Continuing 2. Components of budget. Income tax. Profits of RBI PSUs, dividends. Corporate tax. Interest receipts. GST, center's share. Fees, fines. Customs duty. Spectrum auction proceeds. Continuing 2. Components of budget. Excise duty. External grants. Type. Examples. Borrowings. Market loans, external borrowings, treasury bills. Disinvestment. Sale of government shares in PSUs. Continuing 2. Components of budget. Recovery of loans. Loans given to states, others returning. Salaries, pensions, interest payments, subsidies, grants to states, defense revenue spending. Construction of roads, bridges, buildings. Loans given by Centre to states UTs. And one more in the full notes at keralaprep.com. 3. Key deficit concepts. Deficit. Formula. Revenue deficit. Revenue expenditure, revenue receipts. Fiscal deficit. Total expenditure, total receipts, excluding borrowings. Primary deficit. Fiscal deficit, interest payments. Continuing 3. Key deficit concepts. Effective revenue deficit. Revenue deficit grants for creation of capital assets. 4. FRBM Act, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management. Feature. Detail. Enacted. 2003. Came into effect 5th July 2004. Objective. Fiscal discipline, reduce fiscal deficit, eliminate revenue deficit. Target, original. Fiscal deficit to 3% of GDP, revenue deficit to 0%. Continuing 4. FRBM Act, Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management. Encasing Committee, 2017. Recommended fiscal deficit path. 3% by 2020, debt to GDP 40%, Centre. Escape Clause. Government can exceed targets during national calamity, war, or structural reforms. 5. Finance Commission. Feature. Detail. Constitutional Provision. Article 280. Established by President of India. Frequency. Every 5 years. Continuing 5. Finance Commission. First Finance Commission. 1951, K.C. Neogi, Chairman. 16th Finance Commission. 2024, Dr. Arvind Panagarya, Chairman. 15th Finance Commission. Encasing, Chairman, period 2021 to 2026. Recommend distribution of net proceeds of taxes between center and states, vertical devolution. Continuing 5. Finance Commission. Recommend allocation among states, horizontal devolution. Recommend grants in aid to states. Measures to augment consolidated fund of states. 6. Controller and Auditor General, CAG. Feature. Detail. Constitutional provision. Articles 148 to 151. Appointment. By President. Tenure. 6 years or age 65, whichever is earlier. Continuing 6. Controller and Auditor General, CAG. Removal. Same as Supreme Court Judge, impeachment. Reports to President, Union, Governor, State. Reports tabled in Parliament, State Legislature. First CAG. V. Narhari Rao, 1948. Continuing 6. Controller and Auditor General, CAG. Called Guardian of Public Purse. Audits accounts of Union, States and UTs. Audits accounts of all bodies, authorities receiving government funding. Reports on government financial irregularities. Continuing 6. Controller and Auditor General, CAG. CAG is the head of Indian Audit and Accounts Department. 7. GST, Goods and Services Tax. Feature. Detail. Constitutional Amendment. 101st Amendment Act, 2016. Implemented from 1st July 2017. Replaced Central Excise, Service Tax, VAT, Entry Tax, Octroi, and 15 plus indirect taxes. Continuing 7. GST, Goods and Services Tax. Article 246A, Power to levy GST. One Nation, One Tax. Unified indirect tax across India. Type. Levied by CGST. Central Government. Continuing 7. GST, Goods and Services Tax. SGST. State Government. IGST. Central Government. UTGST. UT Government. Slab. Examples. Continuing 7. GST, Goods and Services Tax. 0% exempt. Fresh fruits, vegetables, milk, education, health. 5%. Packed food items, transport, small restaurants. 12%. Processed food, business class air tickets. 18%. Most goods and services, default slab. And 9 more in the full notes at keralaprep.com. 8. Consolidated Fund, Contingency Fund, Public Account. Fund. Article. Consolidated Fund of India. 266, 1. Contingency Fund of India. 267, 1. Public Account of India. 266, 2. For complete notes with tables and more details, visit keralaprep.com. Take quizzes and earn mock tests. Join our Telegram channel at keralaprep26 for daily updates.